my name is Farida and I'm the editor-in-chief of Technesstivity. I've had the Nexus 7 for about 2 weeks now and I've been using it, and this is going to be my review. First of all, I'm going to have the pros and the cons. If this place looks familiar, it's because I'm in the bathroom because I need good lighting, and this is the only place where I can get that for video. Anyway, this is the Nexus 7. I don't know how, good enough that is. But yeah, this is the Nexus 7. And I will be telling you my experience with it so far. Like I said, it's just been 2 weeks, so I don't know if, I would need more time to tell you guys about it. But so far, I had like a list of pros and cons I wanted to share with you guys. So first of all, I'll start with the pros, of course. If anything that did strike me like the first time I, used this, first of all, it's how light it is. It's like pretty much the size of a Kindle Fire. I think it's like 7 inches by, I'm not sure what the width is, but yeah, it's small, it's portable, like a regular size novel, not a small, thick one. It's small, pretty slim. I won't go much into the hardware specs because I'm not all too familiar with it, but there's a post that comes with this that would definitely go more in depth with that. It's just nice, flat, and portable. As you can see, I can hold it with one hand, compared to the iPad, which is so big and wide. Anyway, so yes, let me go in depth into the pros I had down. If anything that struck me first, it was the display, because I don't know what exactly the display, is. I think it has Retina display, I'm not sure. I would be sure to check that. And especially reading books, it's really crisp. Everything is so precise. I don't know if the camera will pick this up, but it's super, super precise with everything, from photos, depending on obviously if you're going to use a BlackBerry to, shoot a picture and import it, it wouldn't make that look crisp because the picture is naturally not crisp. But web pages, books, games, WordPress, so far these are, the apps I have. They're all crisp, even down to the home screen, and it comes with some things pre-installed. So they gave me Transformers in HD, which is cool. That is super, super, super crisp. Then what else? Kindle. People always ask what's the difference between this and Kindle Fire. The Kindle was made by Amazon. Amazon is a company that specifies with reading and all that type of stuff. One thing I would say is if you really want this and you're all worried about, I really want to read books and blah blah blah, there's a Kindle app for Android. Yes, it wouldn't have all the features of an actual Kindle, because I know when I had my Kindle, I liked using the lending library, and it was a Kindle type, so it was black and white. I obviously prefer this one, but there's certain things you can't have access to if you have this. The Kindle app just basically has, you can just read, highlight, note, download from your archives, pretty much basic things you need a book to do. You don't have access to, all those little extras. You can't, I know on the iPhone and iPad app you can share a selected text to Twitter or something. You can't do that. You can only share your progress in the book and say, I've read 53% of this book. You can't share a specific line unless obviously you copy it and paste it. But if you had the actual Kindle or you had the Kindle app on the iPhone, you could do that. I guess, I don't know if this has anything to do with Google being a competitor or anything, because Apple might be a competitor too. But I don't know if they made the Kindle app for the Nexus 7 specifically to not have that app, because I'm not all too familiar with other Android devices. So yeah, I think that'd be it. You can get the Kindle, you can read all your books. I have access to all my books and I can share if I'm reading with Kindle on my Mac, I can come to my Nexus and if I'm on the go. So yeah, Kindle. It's fast. you know, obviously the first time you get access to a new computer, a new tablet, a new phone, it's going to be fast. So I can't really say much about that, but so far it's fast. Like, you know, everything opens really nice, you know, you get these nice graphics along with the display I said I liked. So yeah, I like that about it. It's really fast. Another thing, Chrome. I like that I have Chrome. You know, I'm not big on Chrome because I use Firefox on my computer, don't judge me. But I prefer Firefox. Firefox has these little add-ons I need, and you know, I won't go into depth with that, but yes, I prefer Firefox. There is no Firefox on the Nexus 7 yet, but I think it's in the works. But you have Chrome, and Chrome lets you, you know, view web pages in full. You know, you can request for the actual website, which I like about that, instead of you getting redirected to a mobile site every time you go to, you know, sites that have mobile sites. Another pro I would say would be battery life. Literally, this is not an exaggeration, if you plug this in and give it a full charge for, you know, a full charge. If you give this a full charge, it's going to have at least 2 days, at least, like, of continuous play, whatever you do on it, because while I read, I listen to music. I haven't done it while watching movies. Yeah, read, watch movies, Instagram, tweet, emails. That's pretty much what I do. And through all that, if I give the full charge, minimum would be 2 days. But then, now leading into the cons here, the problem with it is that when you have a full charge and you know you've been using it for a while and your battery is getting low, it tends to get a little crazy. Just the other day, like about 5-6 days after I got this, I was trying to transfer some songs, and you know, it was like 35% or 20-something%. And you know how like you change the channel, you get like static white noise, and then yeah, that's what it did, and then it shut off. Like I thought I ruined it, like I thought I broke it, but I checked XD developers and I found out a lot of people had the same problems, and they were like, oh, you know, you have to give it a full charge and not touch it, and then you can get it to work. That's a very, very big no-no, you know. I don't know if they're going to have like a product recall for that, but that's really, you know. And even like 2 days ago, I was on the train, I was listening to music, and I completely got shut down because like it shut down like I would say 3 times while I'm on the train, which is very weird. So yeah, those are my pros. And leading into the cons, and you know, these are like things I have pros and cons with. You know, they're good things, but they have like side effects. Google now, they talked about that during the Google I/O, and they said it would be on here. And yes, it is on here, but then there's a problem. Before I bought the Nexus 7, I had a privacy concern because, you know, I use Gmail, Google Plus links my Twitter. You know, it's all like if you go to google.com/dashboard, you would see all the Google services you're linked to, and it's so like, you know, I don't even want to go into depth with that, but that, like, Friday, I woke up in the morning and Google now told me the next bus it was to get to work. I've only taken this to work once, and I've never ever put in where I work. So it knows where I work, it knows where I live, because when I go to school it tells me blah 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 minutes to get to home. So it's very, very weird, but at the same time it's really cool because, you know, you actually need that information. But then you probably don't want like a big brother type thing following you around, you know, when you carry it around your bag, it like traces every single step you take and knows every single... Ugh. It's weird, it's creepy, but it's cool. Anyway, yeah, is that it? I think that's most of the pros I have. You know, if I have anything else I want to add, I will put it in the post. Now, leading into the cons, let me just take my little list. Obviously, the privacy is my first big con because It's very, very creepy. Shuffling music. I love listening to music, and the thing with shuffling music, I don't know if it's a Google inbuilt thing, but when you're trying to shuffle music, it only like plays the song you listen to the most. Like songs you skip don't come up in shuffle. There are some songs that just, because it came preloaded with some music, movies, and a few books. I skipped some of those songs, and I found out that like when even some of the songs I put in, sometimes maybe it's like an intro or something I don't listen to so often, it would skip those in the shuffle, and it ends up only playing like a handful of songs for me when I shuffle. I don't know if this is just me or if this is in general for all the Nexuses, but yeah, that's what happens, which is very weird. Apps. There are certain apps that aren't available for the Nexus yet. I'm pretty sure that's for almost every Android tablet. Like, some apps just, same way some apps are made for iPad. But, that's a big con for me because, before I got my Nexus, I already had it planned how, like, I wouldn't need a phone except I wanted to make phone calls. And even if I wanted to make phone calls, I could use Google Voice. And, I had this nice idea in my head, but that didn't really live up to my expectations. Space. This is the 8 gig because 16 gig is much more expensive. And when I got it, I told you it comes preloaded with some music, movies, books, media. Anyway, so with all that, which shouldn't be taking up any space because you have to stream those anyway. And with the apps preloaded, it comes up to just 5 gig, which is very, very annoying because I paid for 8 gig. Sometimes when you buy a new device, yes, they'll preload some stuff, and sometimes a 16 gig will end up being 14.6 something gig. I know that's my phone, So it's very annoying that I have to live with such little space, and I paid for that much. At least if you're going to take some space for pre-installed content and everything, I would rather if you just took 2 gig and not take that much. Anyway, battery. You know how I said battery is both a pro and a con because of the whole when it's below 20% thing. But yeah, that's pretty much everything about the Nexus 7. If there's anything else I have to add, I'll get more in depth with the hardware. I'll put that in the post. But so far, that's all I have to say about the Nexus.